Oh, and thanks guys. Someone was saying about the mic being on mute. Appreciate it. So let's go on and go over that. Doggone it. I could have sworn. I could have sworn I pushed that button on there, to turn it on. Uh, but anyway, so here we go. Um, I was covering about the data that we have for today, and that we don't have any data in the European session, with the exception we do have ECB coming in this morning, and then data is jobless claims at 8:30 Eastern, along with Chicago Fed, and then at 10 a.m. Eastern we have existing home sales, and we have Eurozone consumer confidence. That's at 10 a.m. Eastern, and then we just went over. We did a quick touch of FX, but we're going to be covering that anyway, so I'm not going to go over that. But we did mention about Bitcoin. Had quite the rebound in Bitcoin. Remember, we've had in place for almost 10 days. Bias chart supported 29,200, 29,204. The low was 29,300. And boy, what a rebound. Look at this, almost to 33,000. What a heck of a rebound. And I was just mentioning that we just follow it just to have it on the bias chart. But from the people I saw that followed, nobody was close. Everybody, the closest one I saw was I think 28,800 or something like that. Other people had lower numbers. So the 29, that's being off by $95 was the closest I saw. And then from there, what a heck of a rebound. Unbelievable. And then we talked about crude oil. Pretty good rally here in crude oil. We have 71.15 as our bias chart, which I did post that for yesterday, but I didn't think I was going to get there yesterday. But if we can rebound, 71.15 is a 2 hour level here. You can see all the touches coming across. It's also the VWAP from the highs of 76.46. That comes in at 71.15. And then on the profile, I believe it's the initial balance low uh, at 71.10. And I also believe the POC is there too for July 16th, if I remember correctly. We'll take a look at that. Then I was mentioning about the S&Ps. What a rebound! Holy smokes, man! We really have come a long way in these S&Ps. And then I also referenced the Nasdaq. Same thing here in the Nasdaq. And I did mention this is at key level. We did get that 2 hour close about 14,743. And you know how that held the market from 2 days prior. And once we got that 2 hour close above it, that's it. If you were short, you just had to get out. And we took a dip back, but we reasserted ourselves and look at us up here, up near the stars. The next closing level I have is on this our key level 14,910. I believe that's going to be our bias chart resistance. So with that, we're going to get started with the analysis. One moment. So the dollar, let's see, I don't know why I have the dollar index on the euro. So the euro levels of 1748 remains the same as we head into the ECB. The resistance will move up to 1852. We covered this pretty close over the last few days. I don't see whether there's anything other than just to adjust the levels. Um, as I mentioned, looking at the weekly level, there's a 1748. Came pretty close to it yesterday. We had a low of 1751, so off only a whopping 3 pips. And it's holding, and I'm looking at 1852 for resistance today. Doesn't mean it's going to hold it. We could see a pretty good reaction out of it, ECB. Looking at cable. Same thing here. Really nice follow rebound. Look at that. And it engulfed the prior day session, which I'm a big fan of if we get an engulfing, and this is truly an engulfing. Some people say it has to engulf the whole wick. I don't believe that. The key is the body. That's where the open, the close. So it did just that. It engulfed the body, and you can see the continued follow through. So resistance, looking out. Look on 2 hour chart. It'll be right there. See that? I don't know. Looks like that's where it's ran out of gas too. Look at that. It's on a 2 hour. You see these touches coming across there. We could probably even push it to right there. That would actually be it right there. You see that? And it looks like it ran out of gas just a couple of pips before. That would be 37.59. So if I don't see touches on the daily, and especially after a rebound like this, then I go to the 2 hour chart and see if I can see anything there. Taking a look here on support. Same thing here. See right there? That's going to be support. That's going to be 36.77. And let's go move into the Aussie dollar. So we've already covered this. We talked about here's 72.87. That was that weekly level with the touches. We already went into that. I don't want to keep repeating stuff over and over again. But you can see that's where we came up with this. And let's see, pull this back. It's on a 2 hour. I have to go to the weekly. And there's the two bodies there. We had 72.87. The low was actually 72.89. Looking at the daily, I think we'd probably put the low in there now. That it should be bounceable. And if that's the case, then we'll go off of the wick here before we got to the lows. And that would be 72.99. Let's just call it 73. And resistance, well, would be a trip right back up here, which would be that breakout area that it broke apart on 74.27. You could probably go with this wick here before it gets there as the initial resistance, which would be, let's go with 74.09. Moving on to the dollar yen. Same thing here. It's been a pretty nice little follow through here. Looks like we rebounded. I think they were a little bit lower just a little while ago. But anyway, they rebounded. So nice move here in the dollar yen. We had 10.19. They've extended it. You can see here we even closed above the 10.20. So we take a look at where's the next level. Well, we can see this body here along with this wick here that comes in right at 10.52. So we'll go with 10.52. Seems to be rebounding smartly, but we'll see whether or not that continues. And then for support, it's going to be right in there. That's the most touches here. Keeping it simple, 981. I think right there at 995. That might be a bit too close. We'll take a look at a 2 hour chart. There you go. That's not bad right there. 992 on a pullback. I don't think they'd come all the way back here. So if they're trying to pick it up on thinking, okay, it's turned things around, they'll be trying to pull this back, and I think the best you can hope for is right there, 991. So we'll go with that, 991. Moving on to the cash dollar index. So it looks like we still have come up short against this 93.26. That's going to remain the resistance, and support is going to be here at let's see, kind of a mixed bag there. Right there, 92.58. With that, we're going to move into Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, after holding support at 29,204, the low was actually 29,300, has rallied to nearly 33,000 before closing at 31,786. Resistance for Thursday will be 32,867. We supported 31,584. And you can see what a heck of a rebound here. What a heck of a rebound. Let's go and move this into a 2-hour. There we go. And you can see where we're coming up with this resistance. 32,867. You see all those touches coming across. And 31,584 is almost where we'd had previously support on the daily. You can see that. That's just 31,584. And the resistance, I think I pulled that off of the daily, equals this bar right there, that close. Yeah, there you go. You see that close right there? Right there. So with that, we're going to move into the SPOOs. Some of these markets have not moved that much. I mean, the SPOOs are still way up in the stars. NASDAQ appears to be pulling back a little bit. You see right here, but we're still way up there. So it's not like, here we're swinging back and forth. So it's just not good. I mean, the analysis is just that the support and resistance are going to move a little bit, but not necessarily that much. So S&P futures close at the highs of Wednesday as the rally continues. Resistance for Thursday will be 43.68. You can see where I'm coming with the 43.68. See right there on the 2-hour, you see the touches. Right here, this low, and then all these little bodies here. And actually, that was the high it went back to before it fell apart. So 43.68 on the upside. And support is going to be 43.34. Just below this 43.43, you've got right there. You see that body right there? Comes in it. Right there. It's actually 43.33. So like I said, there's just not a whole lot of big changes there. We'll take a look at the NASDAQ. As mentioned, we got above 14,810, so it really sort of looks bullish as far as it can continue to extend that for a little bit. So let's see if we can see anything beyond that. This is RTH. So here's the initial balance high, and that comes in at 14,903. Let's go full session. And you can see the POC right there. That comes at 14,900. Oh, we'll go with that. And then support. Here's the volume from yesterday. That came in at 14,780. 768 is the value area high. There's that 783. So we'll go with 14,780. And let's go move into gold. Wow, looks like we just hit our level again. Why would be trading gold? What the heck, man? Gold continues to trade defensively after the second failed break of 1818. Support will be 1792. Look what we just went to. The low is 1791.90. Holy frickin' smokes. Look at that. Missed it by 10 cents. And look, it just broke. Yesterday, I missed this was by 30 cents. What the hell should be trading gold? Because right now, NASDAQ and SPs are not really going anywhere. I need some movement. And I was already thinking about looking at crude oil while NASDAQ trying to figure out what it wants to do. And look at that. It's gold. Pretty doggone good. Yesterday missed the low by 30 cents. Today missed the low so far, though, by 10 cents. And it put resistances 1812. Oh. I did the analysis late, but still it was like, I think it was like 1808 when I did it, or even if it was 1804 or something like that, still that's a $10 move, even if it was there. So there's gold. And I have to say right now, it'd be range. Can't say it's bearish. Let's go range. Now onto crude. So crude closed Wednesday at 70.22 after a stellar comeback. Resistance for Thursday will be 71.15 with support at 69.10. So we described or pointed this out earlier. 71.15, you can see this nice 2-hour level coming across. There's that. Then we have the VWAP off of the highs at 76.46. That comes in at 71.15. Then, if we look at the profile, you see there, the midpoint is 71.10. You see that right there. And the initial balance, RTH, is 71.10. So it's going to be 71.15. And as I mentioned, you can see right there the M, that's the midpoint for the RTH. So get the RTH on that date, which was July, I guess it's July 18th, I guess. Let's see if we can, just don't want to open all the way up here. See that right there? Midpoint July, 71.10. And you can see the yellow line, that's the initial balance. That's 71.09. So this initial balance, 71.10. The midpoint of the RTH on the day is 71.10. Then we've got 71.15, which is a VWAP off of the high 76.46. And then we have a level of 71.15. We'll put this back. And the low we have is 69.10. And I think we just had a touch there or something like that. It was on the 30-minute. Take a look. Oh, there it is. It's that little cluster, that little body right there. You see that? $69.10. That's right, count to $69.10. That's one. There we go. We'll see if we mix it up to 71.15. Keep an eye on it right now. Nasdaq's turned back a little bit, but we're still up here in the stratosphere. Oh, and then look, I said 9.10. And then if we look at the 2-hour close here, that comes in at what? 14.913. There we go. There. Well, there's the box chart for today. We'll get that posted into the room. And thanks for joining us here on the European Cross webinar.